Alright, Jurassic fans, today we are unboxing the Jurassic Park Lost Memories box set by Dr. Collector. Please note that I've already actually unboxed the set. I'm just re-recording this because there's way more here than I actually anticipated. So here we have the official guidebook, set in a kind of rock, cracked earth hole kind of thing. The official guidebook, and here in the opening, see, we have a little message here from Mr. Ed Regis, possibly. Table of contents. Got some nice little cartoons and stuff here. Some nice shot, some nice background at Island Nublar. Mr. DNA, where'd you come from? Get some interesting tidbits about the experience here. Note that it says about males. There were actually no males in the first movie. They changed sex, but we do not visibly see any males, and the park staff would not have known about that. That would be an error. The Bone Shaker roller coaster, if you recall, that had originally aired in Jurassic Park the game from Telltale. Nice little tidbit there. Marine facility, again, this is the Tylosaurus from the Telltale game. This was something I noticed flipping through here, as they have the Jurassic World Pteranodons here. I always kind of thought they were fugly myself, so kind of disappointed to see that they used those over the Lost World ones. In this section, this dinosaur bestiary they have utilizes a lot of the old Jurassic Park 3 promo art that they had done. Some of these had been for the promo and never appeared in the film. This is Metabarosaurus, Corythosaurus. Well, that appeared in the film, but according to current lore, they had not appeared yet in the canon. They were cloned illegally, so their appearance here is questionable. The giant pteranodon. This was actually meant to be a male pteranodon in the movie Jurassic Park 3, but ended up becoming being left on the cutting room floor. It was supposed to make an appearance at the end. Again, the Spinosaurus. I don't remember that on Ingen's list. Minosaura, Baryonyx, Triacanthosaurus. That one's kind of a deep cut because it only ever appears in the movies as an embryo. It's nice to see, though. And of course, have the goodie bag, because what trip to Jurassic Park would be without visiting the gift shop? Now, this has the Jurassic Park Jungle Explorer kind of color going on here. See what's inside. So we have trading pack cards. As I said, I had already opened this just to see what was inside, and there is way more than I had anticipated. So, get a good look. for Jurassic Park scientists come in. Use the complete DNA of a frog to complete the code, and now we can make a baby dinosaur. So as you can see, the set isn't really all that great. It's just kind of some neat little trading cards that are Mr. DNA themed. Then we have our park brochure. These had originally been produced as a tie-in with Kodak. And though smaller than the original, they're actually very nicely printed. So these were bungalows on Turtle Island in Fiji that were ended up featured in the brochure. Of course, on the other side, the island map. And we have this Park Drive brochure. So a nice little image of the island. And then a readout of the Explorer inside. This feels like a centerfold here. And of course, the tour moves on. Get some nice little photos here. Get a screenshot of, or not a screenshot, a production still of a deleted scene where Ellie and Alan find the raptor claw. And then a nice little screenshot here of Mr. Hammond and his grandchildren. This is kind of a nice little novel reference. You have a business card here for Donald Gennaro from Cohen, Swain, and Ross. These were the firm that represented the investors in the novel. Of course, being the 1990s, you have a fax number. We also have Nedry's badge here, which is actually a fairly accurate representation. He's not looking off to the side in the movie on this badge, but other than that, the details are pretty spot on. And of course, we have a field report from Dr. Grant. Where he is, of course, funded by the Hammond Foundation. This was another field report from Alan Grant. Scans of these will be featured on Jurassic Park Legacy's socials, so keep an eye out for these. Another species. This one is a sickness report from Mr. Jerry Harding, or Dr. Jerry Harding, on the sick Triceratops. Nice little prop replica here of the 10,000 volt sign. The aspect ratio is a little off. It should be thinner, but it's actually a fairly good replication. So these are, like I said, I already poked around in here. Got the keys to Jeep 10. Scheduled only for Mr. Robert Muldoon, Game Morton. What I am told is these are an actual replica of 1990 Jeep Wrangler keys, so that's actually pretty cool. a nice little button here from InGen itself. The tag to Explorer number 4. 4 is actually my lucky number, so this was cool. I'll be able to pair that with my Explorer 5 vehicle ID number. And then you have, these are pretty neat, the Dino Store profiles and the official guide there have a 3D texturing over them, so you'll be able to use these, the 3D goggles from the Burger King tie-in for Jurassic Park 3D from 2013 to view those images in 3D. And this was something I was really excited to see, so this I'm going to unfold. And place like so. The mural printed on a nice little bit of cloth here from the worker village lobby of the operations center. Nice little image there. And this was really nice to see that this was how nicely this was printed. Almost, when you see this in the Lost World, you almost become a little wistful for watching the original Jurassic Park again. And that was the intention. So the next thing we have is the engine Dossier. It says classified on there. I don't know if I can show you guys this. Don't tell anyone, we'll sneak a peek anyway. So you have an image here of Isla Sorna, and I do plan on trying to source what they're using for this outline. Now, on the image in the video here, it kind of gives the impression of being beveled. Just want to let you know that there's no actual 3D texturing on the paper. So, you have the picture of the male T-Rex that Ben took with the camera. A newspaper clipping of dinosaurs loose in San Diego. Now, if you pay attention to the date here, this is interesting. It says May 30th. The Jurassic Park wiki, the official wiki, well, not official wiki, but the wiki that appears in all the top results actually has it labeled as May 25th, which is erroneous. It's supposed to be May 30th, which is correct on Jurassicpedia's timeline. So that tells you who they were sourcing for some of this information. It ate a stoplight. Oh, it ate more than that. I know a lot of people weren't happy about it eating a dog in the movie. And of course here we have our Los Cinco Muertes map. Get a nice shot in there of that. Get a nice shot in there of, we have Isla Sorna, Isla Tacaño, Isla Pina, Isla Muerta, and Isla Matanceros. Of course, that's what info here. Definitely gonna have to read through this later. And that's pretty much it. Remember if I'm forgetting anything. Hope I'm not. Yeah, there's quite a bit here. Like I said, it was disappointing to see some of these errors in this little guide here. But for the most part, the set is fairly good. And I'm pretty excited to have it in my collection. A nice wide shot here of everything. There are a few alterations I personally would have made. I would not have used this photo. I would have used one of the posed photos that are a bit more candid. You can see there's some of the burning on the side of the images here that are kind of a repetitive texture. And on this one here, I would not have chosen this particular image. I would have gone with one that is a bit, used a bit more flash. In the 1990s, flash photography wasn't quite what it was now, and it would have created a lot more shadow and contrast than what we see here. A lot more brighter brights and darker darks. But for the most part, I am very happy with this set. And I think everybody else will be too. So, tell me what you think about the set in the comments.